Hey guys, it's Shannon. Today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to do a Rae Dun inspired coffee mug. So I actually did a tutorial not long ago on how to do Rae Dun inspired bowls. So if you'd like to see that video, I will link that down in the description box below where you can go check that out. This is going to be a more in-depth tutorial kind of building off of that, and also at the end I'm going to include some troubleshooting tips and tricks. So let's get started with this project. So the supplies that I have here are actually just a white coffee mug that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. You can also find these at Walmart and different places, but just make sure that you have one that is flat and solid without bumps and ridges. That will make this project go much more smoothly. You're also going to need a stencil. I have used Aura Mask number 813 to create this stencil, and the font is called The Skinny, and that is kind of a close to the Rae Dun style font. However, you can choose whatever font you would like to personalize your mugs with. And then the key item for this project is you will need a Sharpie, and not just any Sharpie, but a oil-based Sharpie. And of course you can use whatever color you like. Rae Dun style is black on the white, so that's why I have that here today. And then you're gonna be seeing me use this here, and all it is just a stabilizer that I built. It's just 3 pieces of wood, and then I added some felt to the top. So if you're gonna be making a lot of these, this is not a bad thing to have around. Also, if you're gonna be vinyling, this kind of comes in handy too, but of course it's not necessary. You can also use your lap and kind of use it to stabilize your mug while you apply the stencil. All right, so let's go ahead and apply our stencil to the mug. But before I do that, let me talk a little bit about the stencil. Like I said, it's Aura Mask number 813. If you do not have a stencil cutter or a vinyl cutter like the Silhouette that I have that I use to cut this with, or a Cricut machine, you can actually go, and I'll link it in the description box below, you can link over to my Etsy account, and I have lots of different stencil sets available that you can purchase, and it kind of saves you that step and hassle of having to create your own. But these have a carrier sheet on the top, and you just peel your stencil off of the paper backing like this. And I like it because it's kind of translucent or transparent so that you can see where you're putting your stencil. And this stencil, the writing, if you're gonna be creating your own, the stencil is actually 3 inches wide and about 2 1/4 inches tall. So if you'd like to create your own, that's how big I make mine. And then you just line this up on your mug and center it. And the trick about these is you want to place it not very hard, because then it will stick all the way, and you don't want that in case you need to make adjustments. Because once you stick this, it is stuck, and you're not going to want to pull this off because it will hurt your stencil. And then you'll get paint bleeds with your marker. We don't want that. So once this is on here, you'll just need to take your squeegee or a popsicle stick or a credit card, and you want to smooth all this down and work from the middle out this way. You don't want air bubbles in this, and you want to make sure you don't need to be so concerned about what the stencil looks like out here if it's got any folds in it or creases in it. You want to be more concerned about the lines. Like this bubble up here is not going to be a concern, but this bubble down here that's really close to your letters, that would be a concern if it wasn't flat. So you want to make sure you get those bubbles out. And I like to just take my finger and rub it up against the letters or the design to make sure that those are really well adhered to the cup. Once you have your stencil on here, you just remove the carrier sheet And then I like to go back over this one more time just to double check to make sure nothing peeled up. And it's ready to go. Now your pen, super easy. Just make sure you have it shaped up really well. And then you go over your stencil with the marker. So now I've let this dry for about 10 minutes, and now I'm gonna remove the stencil. This is ready to go into the oven. You're going to want to put this on a foil lined baking sheet and then put it into your oven while it's still cold. Then you can turn your oven on. You can set it to 250 degrees. Let your mug warm up with your oven. That will help with the curing process. Once your oven has preheated to 250 degrees, then you want to set your timer for 2 hours. You don't want to do it when you first put your mug in there. Once your 2-hour timer has gone off, then you can go ahead and turn your oven off, but you want to leave your mug in the oven and let it cool down with your oven as well. And some people ask, can you clear coat these? And I would say yes, if you maybe add some painter's tape to the top, because you don't want to be putting spray paint or like a clear coat up against your mouth. It's not food safe. So if you'd like to clear coat it, I would say just don't clear coat the top rim where you'll be drinking from. Also, these are not dishwasher safe. I get that question a lot. I have put my bowls in the dishwasher. You can do it. It will make them chippy looking, which is kind of the farmhouse look anyway. So if you don't mind the chippy look, yes, you can put them in the dishwasher, but you won't have this clean look like you start with. Now for some troubleshooting. If you're having trouble with your paint sort of rubbing off, or you are hand washing it and the ink is not staying on, it's because your cup is not cured all the way. So start over. It's not gonna hurt it to stick it back in the oven. Start over, do another curing process. And what you're trying to do is get that ink to harden, and you want it to harden onto the glass. So you can repeat that process, and second time around, it should be good. Some of the problems you might have is your oven isn't getting hot enough, or it's not getting to that right temperature. So if you have an oven thermometer, not just one that reads on the top, because that's not an accurate read. If you have an in-oven thermometer, that's a great way to check to make sure that your oven is reaching the temperature that it needs to be to cure your mugs. And also a great tip, if you kind of have a little bit of a bleed, you can take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol and just go in and touch up some spots that might have leaked underneath your stencil. So I hope that this video answered a lot of the questions that I've been getting about actually using this ink on your mugs. If you have any other questions at all, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer those questions there. I hope that this video inspired you. If it did, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I do DIY tutorials every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can also hit the bell next to that subscribe button so that you get notified when my videos do go live. And last, don't forget to go check out my Etsy shop, where I have 4 brand new sets of Rae Dun Inspired Stencils for the different seasons and holidays, and I've got all kinds of other ones in there if you'd like to check those out as well. I will have my shop linked in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Bye guys.